jump in. All right, welcome back to Smell Goods. My name is Kevin, and this is, as I mentioned, Smell Goods. Doing live. It's the first time I'm doing a live, so we're going to leave this up for posterity's sake. I had another one that I did, had some difficulties, but we're going to go ahead and make this one work and rock it out and talk about some stuff. So as you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like, pay your tithes, as we say around this place. Give your tithes, give your offering. Your offering is a subscription. Your tithe is a like. All right. So I wanted to do, since it's been a minute since I've done, I don't think I've done a video in about a week. I've got things that I've got in the chamber, if you will, but I just haven't gotten them all done and taken care of. So I wanted to do this live. One, we hit the 500 mark as far as subscribers, so appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your support, for doing what you do there. Let me get some sounds there. Yes. Appreciate each and every one of you that has come aboard as a subscriber of the channel. Definitely appreciate that. And so I want to start doing some lives, really connect with you all, meet you all in the comments and the live. And so you're gonna see more of these. I just got to figure out what night may work best as far as my schedule, and you guys having the opportunity to jump on and interact and engage and what have you, and talk about some fragrances. As far as what I wanted to do in this one, I've had quite a few fragrances that I've gotten since I last did a video, and I'm kind of behind on kind of showing the haul. I'm kind of behind on getting some of these reviews out. So you're going to see a lot of fragrances that I've kind of accumulated over the last, let's say, month or so. And just that I know I've got to do some reviews on, I've got to get some content on. So you're going to get kind of some impressions, some thoughts, some things concerning it, and we'll see where we go from there. But again, look, appreciate everyone stopping through, popping in to this here live video. We're going to just kind of pick up with some things that I picked up in some of my rack stores. There's been, I don't know if you've noticed, but during this holiday season, there has been a lot of stuff in the rack stores. I mean, Burlington is packed. TJ Maxx is packed. Sorry about that. TJ Maxx is packed. Ross packed. Marshall's packed. They're packed with stuff. Again, it's the holiday season, so they're trying to make sure they get them gift sets out for folks. They make sure they can get everything out. And so I've been picking up a few things, really, really decent price, really good price, and some surprises in there. One that I picked up, and this one in my Facebook groups has been going kind of crazy. In some of the Facebook groups that I'm in, folks have been looking at this and been like, yo, if you see this, grab it. So I saw it, I grabbed it. We're talking about Midnight Hour by Banana Republic. Y'all know, I think I've kind of run the gamut on Banana Republics. I've got a bunch of them that are there, a bunch of them that are kind of, I got Tobacco and Tonka Bean. What else have I got? I've got Grassland. I've got Metal Rain. What's the other one? Dark Cherry and Amber, which I'll say this is a poor man's French Defense. It's a nice cherry and amber fragrance. Not a one-to-one, not competing with French Defense, but definitely it is one that is there. So again, as you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like for me. But Midnight Hour is one that has been added to my collection recently. And so this is its take. This is kind of like Creed Aventus. So this is in the space of Creed Aventus, but it reminds me a little more of Blockade, just because I think there's a mango note in this and there's a mango note in Blockade. So this is kind of more equivalent to, and Blockade and Creed Aventus are kind of in that same space. Of course, Creed is the GOAT, is the king that's been around for a while. But this one right here does a take on that Creed Aventus DNA, just adds the mango instead of the pineapple. So definitely have a review coming on this soon. But again, this is Midnight Hour by Banana Republic. One of my recent pickups that I've had recently from the rack stores. All right, next one up is we'll just kind of stay in that same vein. What is this? Mont Blanc Explorer. So this one right here, Mont Blanc Explorer, I've had a bottle of this before. and this was before I really got into fragrance as a hobby, as an enthusiast. This was before all of that, and loved it then. Before I even really knew what Creative Ventus was or smelled it, I knew kind of what it was, but just had never really put nose on it. At least that I knew at the time. Didn't realize how pervasive that fragrance or that scent is, and that I was smelling it all over the place. Just didn't know the name of it. But Mont Blanc Explorer does a very good job of doing its take on Creative Ventus. Definitely something that I enjoy. I like. Picked it up again from the rack store. Very, very reasonable for what I paid for it and what I got. This the what's the 60 mil, I think it is, or 2 ounces, whatever it may be. This one, when I had it before, was a compliment getter. Probably one of my most complimented fragrances that I've ever had, just because this one would get compliments left and right. Partly because, yes, it is a great fragrance, but also because, yes, it is part of that that Creative Ventus DNA. So Mont Blanc Explorer was also a recent pickup for me. Then within the last, let's say, month or so. Couple other things that I've got before I jump into some of the boxes that I got, because I got a few things in boxes that that I got from Fragrance Buy. Haven't had a chance to really jump into really testing them out, really getting the reviews going for them. But that we'll talk about those. But actually, we'll kind of talk about these a little together. So one of these I got in the rack store. The other I got off of a Facebook Connect. We're talking about Bentley Absolute. For Men Absolute, it's a little hard to see there just because the black bottle sucks up all the light there. But yeah, you can take my word. Bentley for Men Absolute, and then Bentley for Men Intense. See that there? Again, we're just talking about recent fragrance haul. Got both of these. Bentley Absolute, I got in at Burlington. So this is, you're picking this up, again, very good price, decent, as far as everything. This one right here, though, this is like a cedar bomb, if you will. Just because this is, even when my wife smelled it, she was like, it comes off just like one of those old cedar chest drawers that her grandmother used to have. That's what this one comes off of. I haven't really had time to test it out, really had time to really put it on skin and leave it there and kind of see what's rocking with. But definitely something I picked up because I was interested in the Absolute. And then I was also interested in the For Men Intense, which, excuse me, has been out for a while. This one has that rum note that's in there that really is nice manly fragrance, nice, solid, woody, spicy fragrance. Listen, as you're coming in, do me a favor, hit them likes for me. All right. But that was Bentley For Men Intense. Thinking about how that works. All right. Well, we're going to keep rocking, keep going, seeing how these things work out. Now, that's all the ones that I've gotten that I don't have the boxes for, or I have the boxes, I just didn't pull them out. But just to review, I pulled out the Midnight Hour by Banana Republic. If you're looking for something from your rack store, if you find this right here is going to be in the vein of Aventus, in the vein of Mind Games Blockade. It just does the Aventus DNA, in my opinion, with a mango note. All right. Listen, do me a favor, hit them likes as you come in and pay your tithes. Appreciate you all stopping through. This is the first live, but let me know you're there. Let me know what your sin of the day is as you're coming in. Definitely appreciate that. All right. Trying to think what else I've had recently that I may not have had a discussion on yet. Oh, I think this one, I think I've done maybe a little discussion on it. Lattafa Rams Silver. This is their take, if you will, on the JPJ Ultra Male. Now, does not do it as good as 9 p.m. 9 p.m. to me is the better of those clones cover remixes, but it does it pretty good. Decent price, really decent. You're paying like $15 for it. But if you can't find 9 p.m. and you want that scent, you can get the Rams Silver. All right. Let's jump into some of the things that I got boxed up that I got in the mail recently from, what is this? Okay. So a couple weeks back, ordered from Fragrance Buy, first time ordering from them. Good prices, shipping is coming from Canada, so it takes a little while because it sits in customs for a little bit, and then they get it over to you. But I did get it. This is from the House of SmellGoodz. This is Cosmorati 1888. So open it up. Got the little one there. So this is a floral kind of sweet smelling one. I had smelled this actually in where did I smell it? In like Neiman Marcus or one of those department stores. Like the smell of it. I don't recommend this necessarily as a blind buy. The price itself was really good for this size bottle. I think I got it for under $50, but not something I would recommend as a blind buy. And I've got a review coming on this, but it is a nice scent. To me, this is not a daily scent. This is more of a what kind of thing? This is more of a not formal, but more of an evening out, maybe intentionality, not intentionality as far as date night. But for example, like my wife and I, we've got one of our friends pastors a church, and they're celebrating their 10th anniversary. So we're going to go to that. This will probably be the fragrance I wear for that, just because it is for a nice suited up evening out, not necessarily with romantic intentions, but definitely with intentions to be noticed, with intentions to kind of be out there. And so Cosmorati 1888, not a bad pickup, again, from the House of SmellGoodz. Not a bad one to have and to take hold of. So again, about to drop it. Look for a review coming on this. Like I said, decided to go live just to kind of catch up, put you all on kind of on what I've got going on. And then also just to get some of these at least initial impressions out of the way, get those things going. This one, again, sweet, floral, got a carnation note, has some other sweet vibes in there. Nice scent. I just don't necessarily know that I would recommend it as a blind buy. This is something you probably want to test out and see if it fits your scent profile. All right. Let's go with now this one. Spectre. It's a little hard to see. Just let me get the light, catch it. Let's get it in the camera view there. Spectre Ghost. And this one is by Fragrance World. Opens up in this manner. Pull it out. You've got that bullet kind of against the, don't want to drop it. You got the bullet there. This one right here is their take on Nishane's Ani. And this, up top, you get this free one, yeah. Up top on this one, you get lemon and vanilla. It's kind of like a lemon vanilla. I don't want to say cake, but that's kind of what it is. Listen, do me a favor as you guys are coming in. Do me a favor and hit that like button. That's really important thing. Hit that like button, but also drop your scent of the day. We are live, so I want to make sure we're interacting and we're talking. Let me know kind of what your thoughts are. If you've got experience with any of the things that you've seen me pull up so far, let me know. Definitely appreciate it. But this Nishana, this what is it? Spectre Ghost does a pretty good job. I haven't worn it fully yet. Haven't really thrown it into what I would do as a testing of it. Just kind of worn it one day just to kind of throw it on, see what it was like. Definitely lasted a good length of time. The dry down was beautiful on it. And probably something I'll definitely keep around and hold on to. Nice bottle and everything. Fragrance World or French Avenue, because Fragrance World's sub company, French Avenue, has been putting out stuff lately that's been kind of fire. For example, what is it else that I've got? What is it? Oh, the Liquid Brune. Yeah, they're the same ones that make Liquid Brune, but Spectre Ghost by French Avenue / Fragrance World, definitely one to add to or think about the collection. Again, reviews coming soon for that. All right, listen. All right, let's go. Next one up. This one right here. Let's go with Apex. Another one by the House of Fragrance World. This one opens up in this manner. Nice rum tobacco fragrance. This is their take on what is this? Blazing Mr. Sam by Penhaligon's, which don't hear a lot of folks talk about Penhaligon's as a fragrance house. But a couple of things that I've smelled from them have been good. This right here, I've only smelled Blazing Mr. Sam once or twice. Good fragrance. This does a good job of it. This is a nice, what's the word I'm looking for? A nice heavy scent. This is a nice scent that is for intentionality nights. This is for evening wear. This isn't for daytime wear, in my opinion. You could work it for daytime, but I think it finds its place. It finds its home more in the evening time. You get that rum and that tobacco up top that just works very well. Definitely a good fragrance, something to keep around, stick around. Listen, hey, as you're coming in, do me a favor, hit that like, and also just drop your scent of the day. Let me know what you're rocking. Hit that share, let other folks know that we are doing live. First time doing live, but I appreciate each one of y'all stopping through. That's been stopping through for however long you stopped through. All right. Just going through some of my recent fragrance haul, stuff that I've picked up. Reviews are going to come soon on all of these that I've got. Just give me some time. There's a lot that I've got to review here, just of things that I've gotten. So that again was Apex by Fragrance World. Their take on Blazing Mr. Sam by Penhaligon's. All right. Now, y'all know I'm a Lattafa guy, right? Me and Lattafa, I got quite a few as far as my collection. Probably a good number of them are by the house of Lattafa. And so this is a newer one that I think came out this year. Was able to pick it up in my haul from Fragrance Buy. Worked out pretty well. This one is the Kingdom. A little hard to see with that white there playing off it, but the Kingdom. Nice presentation. You got the back there as far as that. Opens it up. Open up in that manner. You got the bottle. I think there is a woman's or ladies version as well, but this thing is stuck in there. All right. As far as the notes on this, tells you right here. So I'm not going on fragrantic or anything. But notes on this are, top notes are sage, lavender, and mint. Middle notes are tobacco, vanilla, and orange flower. And then the base is benzoin, tonka bean, and labdamen. Now this is Lattafa's take, if you will, clone, cover, cousin, remix, whatever you want to call it, of, hold on just a second, let me check the comments here. What's going on, Blaine? Good to see you, man. Day 3 Bonnie you wearing? Hey, listen, that Day 3 Bonnie, yeah, that's on my list. Day 3 Bonnie is on my list of fragrances from that house that is definitely going to be bottle worthy. Be on the lookout because I've got a review coming soon of Aylin, which is their new one that just came out. Actually, it's not even fully out. They've just kind of got a limited release going of Aylin right now. That I'm going to do a review on. They've got limited release. I think they're doing 300 bottles right now for in advance of Scent Explore, and then they're going to release the full run sometime after that. But I've got a review coming on that. Listen, just got Kingdom last week is good. Be mindful of sprays. Yeah, I was going to say that with this one. I've worn it once. I wore it on a Sunday morning to church. Had 1 or 2 compliments already that day. But it is. Now, this isn't a room filler like in the vein of, let's say, Atlas. It's not a room filler, but it is a room changer. That's the way I want to put it. It's a room changer. It will shift a room quickly. All right. But yeah, Kingdom. I think this is their take. Maybe if you know, Blaine, just to make sure. But I think this is their take on JPG's Elixir. Lamal Elixir, I think, is what this one is their take on. And it just works well. Presentation is good as always with Lattafa. Oh, you pre-ordered Aylin, getting it right after City Explorer. Good looking out. Yeah, I've got one of those because I got the Discovery set. So I've got a code that I can use. So I'm thinking about whether I want to use it for Aylin or if I want to use it for Philosophia, because that's the other one that I'm looking at that's perfect for this. Yeah, malt elixir. Yeah, yep. That's what this one is definitely doing. Does a good job of it. When I wore it the first, I got it a couple of days. After a couple of days after I got it, wore it, worked out well. It lasted, has pretty good longevity, pretty good sillage and projection on it. Again, not a room filler, so it's not going to have the room filled out within just a couple of sprays, but it will have a nice bubble around you. In fact, I remember I was one of the brothers that was helping because my wife was ministering that Sunday, and one of the guys who was coming to check and make sure mics and everything was good gave him a little pounding, one of them church hugs. What's up, bro? And he was like, "Man, you smell good." So when another guy's like, "Bro, you smell good," it's there, right? So but that is the Kingdom by Lattafa. All right. Just going through, man, I've had a lot. So y'all gonna have to watch because I've got videos that I'll be dropping. I've just been busy. My wife celebrated a milestone birthday. And so we kind of were doing that. And then you can see I kind of made some adjustments to the office/studio here. So I'm going to get back on my game, get back on my grind as far as getting stuff out, getting content out. But definitely appreciate each and every one of you that has stopped through for this live here today. See another one that I've got. Oh, yeah. Again, by Fragrance World, Ebony Fume. Ebony Fume. Now, I'm going to open this up. You tell me if you know what this is taking its take on. You look at that bottle. That's a Tom Ford looking type bottle. Now you've got the Fragrance World logo up top there. So it definitely is still Fragrance World. But this is their take on Ebony Fume, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. But here's the thing. With Tom Ford, I'm not really a huge fan of a lot of Tom Ford fragrances. I'm not. Some of them are okay. Some of them are just cloying. They're not really my scent profile. I think what Tom Ford does is I think a lot of their fragrances, and I've heard this from a couple of people, and I tend to agree with it. I think what Tom Ford does is I think that they release half fragrances. What I mean by that is that they release fragrances that are meant to be layered together. So you paying $300 for cherry and then another $300 for leather, right? So you can make yourself a cherry leather scent. You're paying $300 for peach and another one for the, Neroli Portofino. So you doing a peach aquatic type of, I think that's the way they're doing it. I'm not necessarily a fan of that. There's only a couple of fragrances from Tom Ford that I'm like, okay, I could see myself having a bottle of that at some point. One of those bottles that I was like, yeah, this is in my wheelhouse. This is in my scent profile was that Ebony Fume, or however you pronounce it. So when I saw that Fragrance World had gotten its takeout, I was like, let's check it out. Let's see. Now this one, very woody, very woody. It's almost in very incensey too. So it's very smoky as well. So it's the Palo Santo and the incense, and there's some other things. I think there's some other woods in there. But this right here to me is just a nice evening out, especially in the fall and winter type of a fragrance. Now, with my wife was like, because again, I wear fragrances for me, but also my wife was like, not my favorite, right? So she wasn't saying wasn't one of her favorites. She just said that when it kind of hit her nose, occasionally it would give her kind of a scent profile, almost like some weed. Just saying. I could see that, but because I think it was the Palo Santo and the incense smell that was kind of combining that. Yeah, Blaine, it is as far as the bottle, you're right. Now, here's the thing though. Maison Alhambra, if you remember, Maison Alhambra had like a whole line of stuff that was like bar for bar, really. It looked exactly like Tom Ford. And I think they had to make a change to a bunch of them because their bottles look too much like the Tom Ford bottles. So I would expect that Fragrance World may start to get a little, some notifications. They might get some cease and desist letters too. Don't know. But this bottle looks exactly like that, man. Looks exactly like it. But back to Ebony Fume, I like this. It's a nice woody, smoky scent that reminds me a lot of the OG. So will I need to go get the bottle of from Tom Ford? Probably not. Because this is not something that I'm wearing daily. This is something that I'll just wear, especially during this fall and winter season, especially if we're going out somewhere at night, not necessarily a romantic evening, but if we're just going out and an activity or something like that, this will probably be what I wear, in addition to some of the other stuff that I have. But look for a review coming on this pretty soon as well, just because I like it. I'm a fan of it because I'm a fan of the OG. And so we're definitely going to rock that for a little while as well. All right. Next one, as far as the haul, I think that's everything that I have as far as the haul, except for this one. This one's been out for a while, but just again, if you think about what's happening with the time of year, this is the time that you might, if you're looking for adding to the collection, especially adding in that budget range, this is probably the time of year that you can make a lot of things happen pretty quickly, because I don't know if you've noticed, but Burlington is getting stocked. Ross, I've seen, is getting stocked. And Ross, for me in my area, Ross really doesn't ever have really any heat. Ross has always got like the Captain Americas, they've got the Nautica Voyages, and that's about it. But Ross is starting to get full. Marshall's is getting full. TJ Maxx, the TJ Maxx down the street from my house, not only did they kind of get stocked up as far as their standalones or their unboxed fragrances, but they even added in a full kiosk, if you will, that they've got locked up now, that has just tons of fragrances. So you got like John Varvatos and seen a few Versace's in there, what have you. So definitely check out your places. This one, like I said, has been out for a while, but I just got my hands on it, and that is 9 a.m. Dive. Now this one, blue fragrance, not as, if I'm comparing that and 9 p.m., as far as which one I prefer, of course, I'm going with the 9 p.m., the original OG 9 p.m. Because in my opinion, that 9 p.m. does a better job of JPJ Ultramale than Ultramale does. I prefer that over Ultramale. That's just me. All right. But this one, it's not really a clone of anything, in my opinion. If I were to describe this, I would say that this is more of, and again, I'm not saying it's a clone. I'm not saying that it's trying to copy it. I'm just trying to give you something that's going to put you in that space of what this is. This is more of Bleu de Chanel meets YSL, meets YSL. It's that blue type of fragrance, that very clean, if you will, soapy type of fragrance. It's kind of in that vein where I would say if a clone of Bleu de Chanel and a clone of or cousin of YSL got together, this would be what they produce. All right. Definitely something for the spring and summer. Where I live in Phoenix, there are some days where I think I was just looking at the report, we're probably going to get back up to the 80s. So I might be able to bust this out and pull this out even here in November going into December. But basic scent, but again, for the price, what I was able to get it at TJ Maxx worked out perfectly. You got it in the box there, 9 p.m. All right. So I think that's all that I've got. But let me give y'all some tips, right? Let me give y'all some tips. How y'all doing? If you're coming in, do me a favor, drop your scent of the day, hit that like, definitely appreciate it. It helps me, especially as we're growing this channel. Appreciate each and every one of you that has been jumping in so far. Blaine says, yeah, combination of Bleu de Chanel, YSL, yep, and Dylan Blue. I like that. Yeah, all mixed together, just lightened up. Yeah, it's not as I don't want to say heavy, but it's not as dense. That's maybe the word. It's not as dense as those three. It is a light fragrance. It is a definitely spring, summer type of a fragrance that just kind of took all those three things, got them together. All right. But do me a favor, hit that like as well as drop your scent of the day. Something else that I get every now and then. And this is something that if you're on Facebook, I'm gonna give you all a secret, just to get yourself some samples of stuff. Because I've been getting some samples in every now and then, just because I've been trying to grow in this space. But this particular one is from Bloomingdale's. So the way I do it is this: I'm on Facebook, and I'll go over to like Bloomingdale's, I'll go over to Macy's, I'll go over and like some of the houses that I want samples from, like Initio. So I've gotten some fragrances, some samples, I should say, from Initio. I've gotten samples from Bulgari. So I go to the different fragrance houses. I like their pages. And then what happens is that as they're starting to come through my feed, I'll like their stuff that comes through the feed. I may comment, oh, that's bottle worthy or something of that nature. When I do that, here's what happens. All of a sudden, a little while later, especially because they do these typically, I think, like every quarter or so, like Bloomingdale's will do it, Macy's will do it, and some of the other fragrance houses will do it. Every now and then, you'll see really something that looks like a post, but it's basically giving you an opportunity to get samples of fragrances. So like this one I got from Bloomingdale's, I've actually put a few of them in here, but this from Bloomingdale's, I've gotten, I think this was the combination of what I got from Bloomingdale's and from Macy's. So I got a sample of Jimmy Choo Man, the EDT. I got a sample of Invictus. Sample from John Varvatos. This is the XX Intense. Now, here's the thing. I like John Varvatos, but they stuff just don't last. Now, this, I think, is a parfum, Eau de Parfum, so hopefully it'll last longer. But I like John Varvatos fragrances. They put out some nice stuff. Artisan Blue was my go-to for a lot of this summer. But they just don't last. They don't last long. All right. But yeah, I got the XX Intense. Yeah, the Bulgari Legim. Got that as a sample. Issey Miyake. L'Odyssée. Boom. Got that one as well. Got the Most Wanted Azzaro. So all of these are just samples that I wasn't in the department store begging for samples or smelling and then getting hounded by the salesperson. I just was on Facebook, liked stuff, got them. Cherry Smoke by Tom Ford. Now, this one I'm going to spend a little more time with just because I think I like this one. Again, there's not a lot of Tom Fords that I particularly care for, but this one is one that I think I may give it a little more time, just see if I like that one. What else did I get from there? I got Blue Talisman. And this one, they were really stingy on the sample. I don't know if I'm buying into the hype of Blue Talisman. I don't know. I'd have to really have more of a sample to really test it out. So I might get one of the decants and see if this is something that really is worth it. But I know Blue Talisman has been it's been hyped a lot on in these YouTube streets and even over on TikTok. I've seen it. I don't know if I'm really all that or all in on Blue Talisman. That's just me. But we'll see. I'll probably get a little more of a sample, check it out and see. And then another one was a brand that I've kind of seen it, but not really done too much time with. That's Montclair Sunrise. So got all these samples again, just to give y'all guys some tips, some ideas, some strategies on getting samples. Go on Facebook, definitely check out, the fragrance houses. When you see their stuff in their feed, like it, make a comment. Do that for Macy's, Bloomingdale's, some of these other large department stores. And if so, you might be able to get yourself a sample of some stuff. Take it, run with it, see if it's something that you want. Again, because I'm a blind buy warrior. If I tell you out of what I got in my haul, that was a blind buy. Blind buy. blind buy. Informed blind buy, just because it was something that I knew what it was cloning. Blind buy. So I'm a blind buy warrior. But when we're talking some of these other fragrances that are in the, in the hundreds, 200s, blind buying ain't working, right? Let's see what you say of Blaine. Got the dupe of blue talisman from Alexandria and Yamaleo to get a feel for it is good. Not sure if you'll actually buy blue talisman. Yeah. It's I'm not saying it's a bad fragrance. I'm just saying the hype train for me was hitting that strong. The hype train, everybody was like blue talisman, blue talisman. So when I got it, I was like, oh, let me check it out. Because I'm thinking something very innovative, something just addictive, if you will, as far as the scent. It really wasn't that for me. It was a nice scent, just wasn't to me worth the hype. And for me, probably not something that I'll make a strong effort to get. There's other things that I've got on my list that I'll probably jump out and grab sooner than that, of course. Like, for example, right now, Mind Games Jadoob is definitely on my list. Chris Collins' Danse Sauvage is probably something within the next, I want to get probably Christmas or definitely by my birthday in March. What else? As far as other things that are on my list to get that are outside of this budget or Middle Eastern vein. I'm trying to think what else is on the list. I've got a bottle of Mancera's Black Gold coming probably in the next couple of days. Trying to think what else. I'm debating on, I saw the Sauvage Elixir for a very nice price. Had it before, want to get another bottle. So stuff that, for me, I prioritize, right? There's stuff that I'm saving up for that is going to be my big bottle purchase. And then there's stuff that I'm finding on deals through the discounters or through Facebook groups that I'm getting that just work out that I'm going to go ahead and grab. Black Gold, yes, Black Gold is good. I got that. Now, Black Gold is one that I got. I did do a review on it, but Black Gold I got when I really first started getting into this fragrance space. Mancera Cedrat is the first one that I got from the house. And we were going on a cruise. And I was like, listen, I'm not taking my big bottles on the cruise. Let me get some travel sprays. So I got the 5 set from Mancera. I chose which ones I wanted. And that's when I put my nose on Red Tobacco, which is another one from the house of Mancera that I love. Got the Black Gold. Tonka Cola, y'all have heard me talk about. It's okay. It's not really for me. And then I got, what else did I get? Soleil de Tale and Oud Lemon Mint were the other ones that I got. But Black Gold is a nice fragrance that I have. Well, I didn't bring out, did get also, and I probably got to do a review on it, Gold Prestigium by the House of Mancera. That's another one I recently got. That is definitely one that is working itself into my rotation. Definitely something that, again, Mancera just does some good stuff. French Riviera, I need to get my nose on it. I've been hearing a lot about it, and I want to get my nose on that and check that one out. And Amberful, I think Amberful is their recent one that just came out probably in the last couple of months. So yeah, definitely Amberful is also something to check out. Mancera to me is a nice, if you're looking to break into niche, if you are looking to expand like I've been doing, I started with the Middle Eastern clones cover remixes, of course dipped and dabbled into the designers, but as far as your niches, I'm going to say Mancera is a nice niche house that you can jump into pretty reasonably. Cedrat Boise, which is one of my favorite scents. It is one of those that anytime I'm traveling, pretty much it is my airport scent. I would just throw it on just because I know it's going to last throughout my entire trip. I don't have to worry about trying to respray if there's a layover or anything of that nature. It works perfectly. So I got that, and then from there, it's just been like, okay, Mancera is kind of my go-to entry-level niche. And now I haven't gotten into Montal yet, which is like kind of their sister company. There's a couple of things in Montal that I do. Well, I've got Arabian's Tonka by Montal as far as the decant of it, so I definitely know that one. But I haven't checked out a whole lot of Montal. So, all right, that's it, y'all. Definitely wanted to come on and drop some information and just kind of hang out with y'all. Blaine, appreciate you sticking through with me, and everybody else that may have dropped in and dropped out. I'll be doing these a few more often, not a few more often. That sounded really bad. I'll be doing these more often, getting kind of my feet wet with this. Mansoura is a really good starter niche. Lots of fragrances for different tastes, different discount prices. Yes, their prices. All right, so let's talk about where do y'all shop? Because I'm gonna give y'all kind of my top places that I shop. For me, Aura Fragrance is probably the place that I check first for anything. aurafragrance.com. They are based out of Houston, Texas. In fact, I've got a trip coming up probably in January that I'm gonna fly into San Antonio, and then we've got to drive down to Houston. So I'll probably making some time. I'm trying to map it all out, but I'm trying to get over to Aura Fragrance and check them out in person. But Aura Fragrance is the place that I go to pretty much every day. I'm checking to see what they've got new in and checking their prices because they have pretty good prices on a lot of things. Like I'm waiting for African leather from Memo Paris to get back in stock with them because as soon as that is, that's coming home with me. But Aura Fragrance is my number one spot. FragranceBuy.ca is becoming my number two spot. I would have said Joma Shop, but Joma Shop has had some ups and downs as far as just hearing from other people as far as their shipping. Not always do they have everything in stock when you order it, as far as what it seems. But Joma Shop, good prices, lots of good selection. But my number two would be FragranceBuy.ca right now, just because they got a lot of everything there and their prices are really good. The only drawback is because it's coming from Canada, it does take a little while. I think it sits in there. Yeah, Aura, yeah, they are hit or miss with the inventory. You're right about that. They don't expect anything really new at Aura Fragrance. Aura Fragrance is typically going to be where you can find occasionally your niche. You're going to be able to find a nice handful of Mancera's. You're going to find some other things there that are going to be for a good price. Probably things that if you've been looking at stuff and it's been out for a little while and you wanted to kind of check it out, but you weren't ready to pay for it when it first came out, you can do that. I know, like just recently, I know that they had the new YSL, I think, in there, as well as like Legend Blue, which came out this year. So that was there for a little bit. They are, when it's gone, it's gone. And when they get it back in, they'll, if you let them know that you want to be notified, they'll notify you. But yeah, Aura's it is good, just the stock issue. Fragrance Buy, again, you got to wait sometimes because I think their typical policy is that they'll hold it in their store, in their warehouse for like 4 to 7 days, and then they'll ship it out, I think, by FedEx. So it gets there quickly once it ships, but it's just waiting that little while. So I had something that I ordered like 2 weeks before, and I finally got it. Worked out perfectly. In fact, all the stuff that was boxed pretty much came from Fragrance Buy. And then if I put my third place that I use, outside of, again, Joma Shop, probably the third place that I use is either the perfume box, which I've checked out and gotten something from there, or Forever Luxe is another place that I've been looking at. E-Discount Perfumes, I've not ordered anything from there, but that's another place to check out. And then, listen, Facebook groups. You can find some nice partials, some nice stuff that is, not been, used a whole lot in these Facebook groups. My thought is, especially because my collection is growing, there's no way I'm wearing everything in my collection and emptying a bottle out. So I don't mind paying half price for a partial niche that someone else has sprayed out. If I can get full presentation with it, that's even better. But I don't mind paying half price for, let's say, a bottle of let's say, what is it that I'm looking at? Like Initio's Narcotic Delight. I don't mind paying half price for it because it's not something that I would wear every day. It's probably not something that I would empty out the entire bottle of. So why pay the full price on it? If I can get the full presentation on it and get half a bottle for half the price, I'll do that. But yeah, Facebook groups are another great place to pick up stuff for the low. All right. I think that's it. I think I done talked y'all ears off enough. We've been here for almost an hour. Some of y'all been around a good portion of that time. Some of y'all keep popping in and out. Definitely appreciate each and every one of y'all. Definitely, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. And I'll keep this up. I'll probably just chop off the ending of, or excuse me, the beginning of this, and leave this video out there for whoever will watch it later on. But listen, I appreciate you guys. Look for more of these. Turn on those notifications, because I'm going to figure out the night, if Tuesday night's the best night or if there's another night during the week to do these type of conversations. Definitely appreciate connection with you. Blaine, appreciate you stopping through and hanging out, man. Definitely catch you on the next one, man. All right. Y'all have a great one. See y'all next time. Again, as always, I ask, stay safe, stay sane, especially in this end of 2024 moving into 2025. Stay safe, stay sane, and stay smelling good. We'll see y'all next time. Be blessed.